stars. I like stars. But, I mean, Donovan Mitchell could miss his next 22 shots, and he would still be ahead of Russell Westbrook in field goal percentage. And a lot of it's because Mitchell is talented, but a lot of it's because Mitchell's getting great looks from teammates and Ricky Rubio and passing the ball. There's a lot of journeymen on Utah. There's a lot of guys who aren't stars who, the Clippers had a chance. Joe Ingles, they let him go. And I just like the way Utah plays. It's unity. It's lifting everybody. They've got, obviously, Rudy Gobert's a terrific center, and Donovan Mitchell's an amazing young 21-year-old. But it's mostly a bunch of role players against all these stars, and it's hard not to like the way Utah plays. Say goodbye to takeout. Hello to HelloFresh. Healthy ingredients. Follow the recipe. Ship to your door. Limited time. $30 off. Free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Colin. He is the most talked about quarterback. He is, according to NFL experts, the most refined college quarterback heading to the draft and the most talented. But there have been more criticism and shots, many personal, at Josh Rosen. And with Old Spice, he is joining us via the Coward Global Satellite Network. Said before, I've met Josh before, and I have compared him to Aaron Rodgers. I think he is an elite talent. I think he is refined, coming out of an excellent academic school. Aaron Rodgers came out of Cal, great school. Josh comes out of UCLA. Aaron Rodgers, I saw you two working together about 2 weeks ago. I saw some tape, and I even said on the air, Josh, I'm like, they even look like each other. Did you get anything from Aaron Rodgers in that day or that hour of working out? What gem did you pull from him?
A lot. I mean, on and off the field. He talks about how to conduct yourself, how to manage relationships on the off the team, with your family, with friends and whatnot, and then a lot of on the field nuggets. I mean, he's talking about how you got to basically always challenge yourself, even in sort of monotonous situations. So like raps on air, as you're instead of just basically playing so you're not getting yelled at by a coach, you got to challenge yourself, throw off platform, throw off balance, and you're not practicing to keep your job and not get yelled at by your coach. You're practicing to get better for Sundays, to get better for games.
When you read some of the criticisms of you, they're never football. I never hear of football. Everybody's like, oh, God, I love the way he throws. I love his pocket presence. It seems sometimes very personal. Does it bother you that it's about Josh the kid, not Josh the football player? Does any of it land wrong to you or too harsh?
Not too bad. I mean, it is what it is. The media just likes to grab storylines and they get carried away with things sometimes. But at the end of the day, I just want to get on the field. I want to belong to a team, and I want to compete again. I mean, a lot of other quarterbacks are a little bit more flashy. A lot of other quarterbacks can or maybe more used to being off schedule. But my preference is to not be off schedule in the first place. I aspire to be one of the greats. I want to be on the field. I want to stand next to Tom Brady. I want to stand next to Aaron Rodgers, and I want to earn their respect. I want to be on that field, and I want to compete, and I want to down the road be one of the greats. And that's why I left college. That's why I'm going to the NFL, is because I want to put all my time into this thing. I want to see how far I can really take this. I want to see if I belong. I mean, I want to say I can, but at the same time, I want to get in that field, and you really have no idea what it's like. So I want to get in that field, and I want to find out if I really can stand toe-to-toe with some of the greatest that have ever done it.
Phillip Rivers is a trash talker. Peyton Manning and John Elway both could be domineering personalities over coaches, and we didn't have a problem with it. Why do you think Josh Rosen, this kid from Manhattan Beach, played a little tennis? What is it about Aaron Rodgers, by the way, has no problem. He can come out and have real strong opinions. We see that confidence/arrogance, it works for quarterbacks. You can't go in there with low self-esteem. Is there something about you think rubs people the wrong way?
I think I've just been exposed for a little bit longer than all the other guys. I think I've been in the spotlight for a full 3 years, and some of these other dudes have given it like a good year and a half. And sometimes the media hasn't got enough time to really pick and prod them enough. I've been in front of the spotlight for quite a while now. And I think it's kind of, everyone talks about this millennial generation. I think we're just kind of, people are realizing who we are. I think you can't point to Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning being activists on Twitter because they're just of a different generation. But you can point to a J.J. Watt. You can point to a Chris Long as doing great things in the community. And also coming from affluent families as well. I mean, growing up, was I a kid flying first class everywhere? No. But did I ever have to worry about food being on the table? No. So it's just the public is getting used to their athletes being more like them, because social media is actually giving people a background into our lives and finding out who we are, and you can't really hide anymore. So that's been my whole theme of this draft process is authenticities. I'm going to be me because that's who the people want to see. I mean, the media constantly gets mad at Bill Belichick and all these guys, and even my school's new coach, Chip Kelly, for giving 1-2 word responses, and they're getting mad at him like, give us more. And then I give you guys more, and then you guys lose your minds over it. So, like, pick which one you want.
There's a lot of truth in that. Josh Rosen is joining us. Well, it's funny about politics. Like, I do a sports show, and, a lot of
politics are a different beast.
No, okay, let's explain that.
Just speaking in general.
Okay. Politics are tougher, you think?
So my stance on politics that I'm moving forward is not actually taking a side. It's just people caring and getting people involved and not being scared to, not athletes, but just kids in general. Like, branch away from what your parents have taught you. Like, do your own thing, have opinions. I'm a very opinionated guy, but I like running into people with other opinions because I want to refine my opinion. I want to come into a coach and I want him to ask me how I used to do it in the past, so that we can basically get after it and see and get something good out of it. I don't want, like, you don't want yes men all over the place, because that's just not how successful people function. I want to inspire kids to be good. I want to inspire kids to do good things and think for themselves. And that's where I think this whole sort of generation, this millennial generation, is heading, is kids thinking and doing things for themselves, but for the betterment of the society and team itself. Like, I'm going to go into that team, and I'm going to sit down with my coach, and I expect him to bring it every single day, just like I will. Like, I don't want my coach slacking, because I want him pushing to me to be the best that I possibly can be. I'm not clocking in. I'm not clocking in, clocking out, and collecting a paycheck. I want to come in and I want to be challenged every single day and make sure that my coach is on it and cares about this thing, cares about football and becoming the best it possibly can be, as much as I do. And that's where sometimes people talk about me rubbing the wrong way with coaches and stuff. It's because I really care about this thing. I want to be the greatest of all time, the greatest of all time. And if my coach isn't on the same page as me, we might have issues. Yeah. I want to be the best, and I want you to want me to be the best as well.
Do you have the patience, though, in the NFL? What if you have to sit for a year? What if your offensive line stinks for 2 years? I mean, it's not like college where you get 25 new recruits a year, Josh. Sometimes you got 6 draft picks, 2 of them bust, 1 gets hurt. Do you have the patience to understand it is a journey in this league? It could take years to find the right coordinator in O-line.
Exactly. Well, I also understand that because I've gotten the flip side of it at UCLA. I had to start right away, and I understand that it was a benefit, but it also was, I understand the pitfalls, and I understand why it wouldn't be a good thing to start right away. I mean, my goal getting into the league, at least early on, is to basically have my offensive coordinator and head coach completely satisfied with what they asked me to do. If it's like a thing on their team where their new rookie quarterback's an equipment manager or cleans helmets for the first 6 months before they let them do anything, I'm going to clean those helmets better than anyone else in the country. If my job is to be a water boy for a year, I'm going to be the best water boy in the damn country. But if they want me to compete for the starting job, and if they want me to be the starting quarterback and chase Super Bowls, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it better than absolutely everyone else. I can assure you that.
Josh Rosen, 3 years at UCLA, grew up in the town that I now reside in, so I see his mom from time to time. They're going to go, I imagine the family's out in New York. It's a big deal for you. You got an Old Spice thing. I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you whistle the Old Spice theme? I can. Can you?
No, I don't think I can. All I know is I'm smelling fresh right now. I'm smelling real fresh. And the concept behind this whole Old Spice thing is I'm trying to go up to Roger Goodell, and I'm trying to have him. I'm trying to smell good for Roger Goodell. I'm trying to give him a good handshake, get on and off the stage, and go compete and play some football.
Old Spice's Red Collection, premium scents. Josh, I think some of the criticisms of you have been too personal. I don't think you can be too smart. I think you are a millennial. My kids are, and they challenge me often. I wish you the best. And I think you're a really good kid that's going to have a heck of a career, and I wish you the best, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Josh Rosen. He's a real smart kid. He's got an opinion. If you don't agree with it, he's not losing a ton of sleep. I don't have a problem with it. I've said before with Josh, I don't worry about the too smart thing. I think durability is my concern with Josh. He's been banged around a little bit. I think all these quarterbacks have a word that you could say, character, this. The too smart thing I don't buy. Peyton Manning was smart. Aaron Rodgers is smart. John Elway said, I'm not playing for this team. Some of these coaches have to be flexible as well. Jenny with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
And a real sense of maturity from Josh Rosen just now. I mean, I know he's always been that guy.
He's got a vision. Okay,
Yeah.
Here he sees his life.
For sure.
We want our athletes to see the big picture. He sees the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he had a great line when he said, we get mad at coaches like Chip Kelly and Belichick for giving one-word answers, and then you give a long answer and people eat you alive, and it's so true.
It's very interesting to hear that. He's not afraid to speak his mind. I like it. And you compared him to Aaron Rodgers, which is
I do.
our
I think
first
there's a
story
lot of
here.
similarities.
A lot of similarities. So Aaron Rodgers has had some frustrations in the offseason, lost his quarterback coach, lost Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have been kept in the loop on some of those decisions.
Yeah.
And now Packers GM Brian Gutekunst was asked about it yesterday if he's had a conversation with Aaron Rodgers. Have they cleared the air? And this was his response.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've been kind of all consumed with the draft thing, so I haven't had really hardly any discussions with any of our players since we've kind of started. I welcome them, but as far as I've certainly seen what's been reported. I have nobody's voiced any frustrations to me or anything like that. I'm always one to listen to any of our players, our coaches, our scouts. Ultimately at the end of the day, it's my job to do the task at hand, which is make decisions for the Green Bay Packers on our roster. So, but I've always felt I was a good listener. I've been listening a lot the last couple of weeks, and we'll continue to do so.
I'm gonna give GMs a pass for the next week not to talk to players about personal stuff.
Okay.
It's the draft.
But shouldn't it have been talked about before?
Well, they've made some front office changes.
True.
So, and also I don't think Aaron spends every waking hour in the offseason in Green Bay.
Not hanging out.
Yeah, so I'm going to give Aaron in Green Bay, a month to get some stuff sorted out. But I have always thought Aaron's concerns, which is, can you give me a heads up on some stuff, are valid. I think he's earned that as a superstar, as the best, most talented quarterback, arguably in the sport. I think he has the right to a heads up. Doesn't mean you have to ask him who we should draft, but he's earned the right to a heads up if you take his quarterback coach.
I agree. He's their guy. Well, you started the show, Colin, by talking about Russell Westbrook and his interesting antics, to say the least, last night. So the Rubio-Westbrook showdown, if you will, or lack thereof. After Game 3, Westbrook said he was going to shut him down.
Yes.
That didn't happen. So now, following the game last night, this was how he responded to Ricky Rubio.
Did you feel like your aggressiveness was appropriate to defend Rubio with in this game tonight?
What do you mean?
In the sense that you picked up 2 fouls pretty early in terms of the aggressiveness you were using on him, and
well, it's not about me or him. Let's get past that. We're done with that.
We're done with that. Well, we're done with it because it didn't
really.
work.
Well, no, also, he defended him 94 feet. There's no reason to do that. It's not college basketball or high school. And he also clung to him on the perimeter, which is Ricky Rubio Ricky Rubio is one of the few guards in the NBA that has a bad-looking shot. He's an okay 12 feet in. Rubio's good with a leaner, a layup, a little floater. He's not a shooter, and Westbrook was clinging to him. So I will say this. Westbrook is the best-dressed player with the most style in NBA history outside of Michael Jordan. He always looks like $1 million after games, but he's now trying to deny the truth, which is clearly you and Rubio, especially Westbrook, had something upstairs going into that game, and it affected his play.
It did, and my favorite shot, Colin, was the 2 shot before the game when you could see Rubio kind of meditating, finding himself.
Yeah.
And then Westbrook was just like dancing, singing, like just all over the place.
It was very obvious Westbrook came into the game to prove a point, a personal point, not a team point.
And you mentioned as well that everyone kind of was poking fun at him. One guy who was in attendance who was also poking fun at Russell Westbrook was Mitt Romney. He was there. He was just having the time of his life with all of his friends, and even taunting him with the 4 fouls. So basically, you can see him with the jersey over the blue button-up. I mean, he's feeling good. Like, it's so
I like Mitt
Utah
Romney.
Jazz, right?
I covered the Salt Lake City Olympics that were going belly up, and Mitt Romney swooped in and saved them, so I've always been a Romney fan.
But how good is he? Look, he's 71.
I know. It's ridiculous. That's what those the Wasatch Mountains, that's what they'll do for you. You age well. Jenny with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Live
Okay, I
News.
have a homework assignment tonight. So the Sixers host Miami tonight. It's going to be physical. You're going to have a brawl or two. It's going to be a physical game. Sixers are the better team. Younger, more athletic, longer. Sixers going to wrap up the series tonight, I would presume. But I have a homework assignment for you. I hear all this LeBron and Ben Simmons, and Colin, you want LeBron to go to the Lakers because you live in Los Angeles. I make no bones about that. I would love to see LeBron and the Lakers together because I can watch them play. But I also think he fits better there. Watch the game tonight. Ben Simmons, 6'10" point guard, your homework assignment, and tell me how LeBron James would work. They wouldn't. They do not fit. It would be redundant and repetitive. Ben Simmons and LeBron have similar styles. They're not spot-up shooters. They need the ball to create. Watch the Sixers tonight, and I really doubt your basketball knowledge and acumen if you think they work together. By the way, it would be like putting in a movie Michael Madsen and Tom Sizemore. They're the same guy. Tough guys. Blue-collar tough guys. Get in fight guys. It would be like the late Robin Williams and Jim Carrey in a movie together. They would overwhelm each other. Fit matters. You don't put Michael Madsen and Tom Sizemore. There's a reason they're not in multiple movies together. There's a reason the late Robin Williams and Jim Carrey weren't in multiple movies together. They wouldn't fit together. It's not about talent. But even Joel Embiid said yesterday, he goes, our time to win is now. Our time to win is now. We don't need anybody else. And in the Eastern Conference this year, he may be right now that Boston's all beat up. If you really want to watch the Sixers tonight, and you want to watch somebody who could join them and fit perfectly, it's Paul George. If you put Paul George, a two-way player who can shoot, on this Philadelphia team, Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens in Boston would freak out. Because Ben Simmons, Saric, Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Covington is absolutely beating Boston. I'm not sure if Ben Simmons, Embiid, Saric can beat Boston next year with Kyrie and Gordon and Jalen and Tatum and Horford. I'm not sure. Paul George to Philadelphia? Especially after Paul George has had to play with ball-centric, ball-hog, ball-dominant Westbrook. Paul George may find Philadelphia to be the perfect tonic for his game. But watch this game as a homework assignment tonight, and you tell me that Ben Simmons and LeBron would fit. Let's start with not at all and work our way up. Not at all. An awful fit. Two great players. LeBron's obviously greater, but I can love a player, but he didn't work with anybody. Ben Simmons, by the way, wouldn't play with Magic. He and Magic wouldn't fit. They wouldn't. They both need the ball. Magic's not going to sit in the perimeter and wait for a jumper. That's not what LeBron, who is still the best player in the league, is going to do. Yeah, Ben, you have the ball. I'll just sit in the perimeter and wait for you to get it to me. You think LeBron's going to do that, acquiesce to that? And I also think it would hurt Ben Simmons' growth. This kid's the next Magic or close to it. Let him grow. Let him dominate the ball. Let him dominate the organization. Let him grow. Jay Glazer's around the corner. NFL Draft is Thursday on Fox. Rumors, innuendos, Baker Mayfield now potentially going number one. Jay Glazer joins us next. The NBA and NHL playoffs are in full swing. Baseball season's almost a month in. SeatGeek is the smartest, easiest way to get tickets. SeatGeek helps you find the best seats at the best prices, all purchases fully guaranteed. SeatGeek gets you closer to the action for better value. Download the app, the SeatGeek app to your phone. I did. Easiest way I found to shop for tickets. They save you time and money because they search multiple ticket sites and they compare prices. So you get the best deals. And they also sell concert, theater, and comedy tickets. Download the SeatGeek app. Promo code is HERD. My listeners get $20 off their first SeatGeek purchase. So 2 taps, download the app, $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Promo code HERD. SeatGeek.
Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. UEFA Champions League semifinals. Today and tomorrow at 2 Eastern on FS1.
It's the Ram Spring Sales Event. So long live